everyone, welcome back to another episode of Road to Pro Clinic, where today we're going to be watching a match from the 2017 Hall of Fame Classic with Minwoo and John Hay versus John DECELLES and David Salvat. Minwoo contacted me about this match, asking if I'd do a pro clinic for him. Absolutely. I absolutely love doing pro clinics. The only way for me to be able to do more pro clinics is if you guys will set us your matches. This is the beginner doubles final, which should turn out to be one heck of a match. Beginners events always have the players that are going to be up and coming in future events. So they're always something you want to keep an eye on. Let's jump into this match here and see how they did. And here we go. Looks like John Hay got the drop. I already love this. Taking his time, looking for the brush pass, goes along the wall. That's perfect. Pull shooter. Sets up. Quick shoots, but not a bad option. The defense was definitely giving him a pull. I'm a fan. I like the slow pace they're going with. I'm not sure on the pull kick. I'm not sure about the opponents. I know that John Hay and Minwoo are on the left, and John so far seems to have a very patient 5-bar, which is absolutely beautiful brush pass through the lane. Sets up into his stance before he takes the shot. I love it so far. Oh no. Looks like he tried to go middle. That little loop thing, I've noticed a lot of beginners doing it, and I highly suggest against it. Just sit on that thing, make people freak out. When you sit there and don't move, people freak out. Oh wow, that's weird. Alright, so the opponent seems to have a really tricky series here. When it comes to people that play like this and really tricky, I've got to say, you have to figure out a weakness. They've got one. You just got to figure it out. When you have a really tricky game and somebody that's just really tricky, you have to try. Oh, beautiful. Great, another long. He's still shooting a little quick. I'd like for him to take a little bit more time. This timeout's perfect. It gets him back at 2-2. However, I felt like they had the momentum. I don't like taking timeouts when you're in the momentum. I've made the mistake once, cost me a match against a great player. So if you have momentum, don't call a timeout. If the opponent has momentum, that's when you want to take a timeout, not the other way around. You've got momentum right now. Don't lose from that. Your 5-bar's been great, your shot's been good, you maybe aren't taking enough time, but you've been scoring. So stay with it. Wow, another good wall pass. This guy's got it seems like he has a really good wall and a good pull kick. Right here, I actually had a series about how to deal with that. When the opponent is shooting, keep your 5-bar down. Check out my Sweat the Small Stuff series for that. It explains why, and I think that right there it would have saved him and gotten him a ball. He's passed almost perfectly so far. If he catches up a couple more 5-bar, pick a couple more possessions on the 5-bar, this match could have been over quickly. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, okay, but gets lucky, gets it back. Min sets up for a push. I like the slice. I'd prefer to see him stick with a pull. I get why. That was a huge mistake. Don't just try and clear. Set the ball up, take a shot, get the proper clear. Don't just force it. Looks like a little bit of a rushed lane or wall pass there. I would have really liked to see him take a little bit more time. Oh, Min, nice. Moving the ball around. This is perfect. Great clear. You really did your job. He got lucky and hacked the ball through a little bit. Tries to go for a push kick. It was open. You're kind of lucky he mis-executed, but back to the pull kick. So far, I've only seen really the pull kick that goes long and the bump back to the push. All you have to do is watch out, really just cover the long hole here. And this is something I've talked about in other Road to Pros. When you're playing against somebody that scored the same hole multiple times, just lock that down. Do not let them have it again. What you really want to do is force them somewhere they're not comfortable. So far, he's only gone to 2 holes, both sides. He's tried to do a push kick, which mis-executed. force him back to that. If he mix-executed it once, make him do it again. Nice. Back to the patient brush series. Ooh, rough steal. Goes back into his little pull kick series. Good block. Exactly what I was saying. It seems like he got a little bit tricky with it, which allowed you to stay on point with the defense. Very nice. Perfect. I would like to see you set more. When you set and explode from a stationary position and you're not constantly moving, they're kind of expecting for your movement. When you're moving all the time, they're expecting for your movement. If you're sitting still, you get the opportunity to move first. When you're kind of rolling it back and forth, although I like it and use it here and there, but have your set series be stationary at first and then move into other things. You want to start with the basics and then progress through the whole set of shots, the whole series, find what works. They are down 4-2 here. John Hay. Oh, great steal. Okay. Great opportunity here. I do like how he adjusts his whole stance before. Ooh, and a rolling pull. Okay. Interesting. I don't dislike it. It seems like he's set up a lot. Oh, man. Really just quick pass through the lane. Back to the pull kick. Nice grab. Nice. Good patience. Good patience. Even though you didn't make the pass, it was the wrong read. Good patience. You're going to tire this guy out. He is so active right now. These things are a marathon. Perfect. Much better. Look at this. He set the ball this time. Perfect clear. Got to his forwards 3-bar. Good job. That's much, much better. Misexecution, it looks like. They got pushed back into the goal. You know, it's unfortunate. You guys didn't get outplayed in that in that game. What happened was we're 2 lucky bricks, and you didn't adapt to his shot quick enough. It seems like you've adapted at this point. You really haven't let him score anything, any more pull kicks, so you're all over that. Now, I'm really interested in seeing how Game 2 goes. Since you've made the correct adjustments so far, you guys should have the ability here to take over the match. Your I believe it's John's 5-bar looks really good. His shot looks solid. I'd like to see him be a little bit more, as patient as he is on his 5-bar, I would like to see that patience on his 3-bar. If he had that patience in both locations, I really think that this would become very dominant. I'd also like to see a slightly different... Nope, you're doing good. I was going to say I'd like to see a slightly different positioning on your guys in goal when John's passing. But nope, that looks good. A little overextension, just a little bit. But not bad. I think John needs a good wall pass. Just a stick wall pass to complement that brush series. Look at how he's shaking back and forth here. Oh, he's trying to go into it. Yep. See, but he took too long. It needs to be the surprise pass. You need to have your real slow series, and then just a simple drag wall will totally change that defense. Great shot. Looked like it wasn't on goal, but it made the whole zone change, so I really like that. Don't change. Oh, okay. I was going to say don't change, but it worked out. I still wouldn't go back to that, even though you got away with it. I'm pretty sure you're going to think about going back to it. No? Okay, good. Sticking with the pull set. I would go to stationary. There, see? He's anticipating the shot when you're rolling around. But if you're stationary, I like it. Perfect. That was perfect clear. So far, you've done absolutely nothing wrong. They're getting a little bit more of the rebounds. All right, stay on that pull kick. Yep, you can't let him have that anymore. That's going to be the key. You have to become more stubborn than he is, and he's getting away with murder right now, in my mind. I'm not saying he's not playing well, but you're letting him get his shot. His shot is a pull kick to that corner. If you force him to something else, it's going to change the whole game. Perfect one. Gets into stance. I'd like to see him get into stance a little bit quicker. He's just off the ball a little bit. He might misexecute this because of it. And I think that's probably what happened. It's hard to tell, but it seems like because he was just off of the ball, you want to be touching the ball. See, now he's touching the ball. Oh, very nice. Touching the ball now. You want to make sure you're touching it. Now he's not. Take a timeout. Oh, he got away with it. Okay. Good rolling pull that he got away with. It seemed like he was a little confused. Just sit on it. Don't throw the fakes. Just wait for it. Nice. You stole the pass. You're up 2-1 here. This is going to be one that you can take a risk with if you wanted to. Great. Good block. On 2-1, you can take a minor risk. At 3-1, you can really take a risk if you need to. But right here, you kind of want to play safe as a goalie. Perfect set. It was a good... It was... it was actually a very good clear. See, he got you to adjust a little bit, but that's okay. I'd force him to that again. I'd make him hit that a couple more times. He really wants that pull kick. You can let him dink a couple more times. See if he'll misexecute. Put one into your guys. Really the first time I've seen this goalie shoot much. Another push kick. Okay, so he sets a push kick series. It's funny. One shoots a pull kick, one shoots a push kick. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yep, that's a good time to take a timeout. Very good call, man. That was your call. That was awesome. They had momentum. They got a very good break on their behalf. This is a great time to take a timeout. Can get you guys out of a bad position if you're in one. This is a good opportunity here. You guys have the ball on your 5. Take some good time here. Make a good pass. Set up a good shot. But so far, you guys are not playing bad. Not by any means. A couple minor changes. A little bit more being stubborn in goal, taking away what they're good at, forcing them to other things. Find out what they're not good at. Force them to that almost every time, and then find a way to block that. I'd stick with your pull shot. Your pull shot looks way better than your push. Your push is mostly just a slice. But I would highly suggest just going with a pull shot. That's unfortunate drop through the lane. Not sure why he switched to a tic-tac stick series. I would have stuck with that brush. Really work that close to the wall. Go up. He's really shaking hard. I feel like if you would get him to keep shaking, you're going to wear him out over time. Like, look at him shaking super hard here. And you're in that tic-tac series. You don't want to... There. Okay. That was a good wall. But again, you can really wear him down by using that brush series. Taking a good amount of time here. Good stuff. Don't fake. Just sit there. The fake tells him, oh no. Another unfortunate pickup. These guys are scrappers that you're against. You really have to be ready for everything. So when you see the ball flying around as a goalie, you really want to make sure that you're always in front of it. Way to keep that out, even though the pressure's on. I know how tough that can be at times. No. Stay away from that. Stay away from the push. Oh, man. Yep, and there's the pull kick again. All right, that was a very good match. All right, man. Here's what I'd like to see from a goalie standpoint, okay? It's pretty basic, but it's going to get you mileage. It's going to make you even more dangerous. Your defense was actually quite solid. You just refused to stay stubborn. You let him go to his favorite shot and get it multiple times. Because of that, unfortunately, it did end up costing you the match. But there's some quick things to always look out for. Also, keep setting up. Instead of doing the toss back and forth that you were doing, which was this, what I would do is set up in one of two spaces. Either here on the wall, or here just outside of the line. The reason for it is it gives you similar options The wall set gives you the wall pass, gives you a lane, and gives you the really deep slider. However, it makes the long and the pull kick a whole lot harder to hit. If you set here, the pull kick becomes much easier to hit and the long becomes easier to hit. You also have a really good lane pass that's kind of in a weird place for most forwards to catch. Whenever your goalie or your forward is shooting, never, ever become what I like to call lazy. Always be ready for everything. So, one of the things that kind of kept catching you off guard was the transition slop. Now, at the end, I kind of saw you were a bit like this, which isn't a bad place to be. However, the first thing that happens after it gets deflected or blocked is be ready for everything. Instead of having them angled forward, you want to get your guys kind of straight. This cuts off slice angles from over here. The ball was on that side of the table. So by dropping into a straight, where the guys are straight up and down, you're cutting off more angles coming this way. When it's open like this, it makes these lanes bigger and makes the hole larger. But when it's straight up and down, you're in your best position to block. And you always want to be ready. Something I always do is make sure that I'm kind of in a good, like, I don't want to call it a football stance because that's just weird because we play foosball, but you're always in like a baseball ready stance because you want to be able to react, make sure the rods can go full length of your body, and always be ready for anything that can happen on the table. That's going to be one of the most important parts of being a goalie, keeping the slop out. With those just two minor things, I guess it's three, with just those minor things, you can really propel yourself as a goalie. You played very well. You played good as a team. I didn't really see you guys try and pass much, but you still played well. You may want to work on some passes from goalie to forward if you're going to play with John again. But other than that, you guys didn't play bad. Just some minor tweaks and you win that match next time. Thanks guys for watching this episode of Road to Pro Clinic. If you liked it, do me a huge favor. Over here, watch my last episode. And click over here to subscribe. Thanks everybody, and happy foosing.